What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake MLB DFS Wise stream. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013, and I of course am from the WiseTake Nation, which you can find on all the social media platforms listed above it, directly at WiseTake.com if you're looking to take your DFS game to the next level. We are a premium DFS content provider as well as a DFS community designed to help make you a better DFS player. Go check us out. Day passes available at WiseTake.com. That being said, if you're new to this channel, welcome. You've come to the right place for some free fire DFS content, so make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and don't miss out on any of the free content we put out. Currently covering MLB slates Monday through Friday, meaning we stream Sunday night through Thursday night with our first look. So make sure to catch us live, catch us after the fact. Regardless, be sure to leave some comments, hit the like button, and don't forget to share, man. Sharing is caring. You know somebody that plays DFS or is interested in MLB DFS, let them know what's up. We talk about this. This is a show for the nation, a show for the people. Pat Bush, what's going on, man? Says J-Ram Don call. Yeah, J-Ram. That was nice, right? Yeah. I'm looking all right now. We'll see what happens. I don't like to speak too early. I got to sweat out this Dodger game still, but it could be a decent night. Indians, I think, were definitely one of the teams I had written up in the article, right? Ended up working out well. Pat says he's cashing for $125. Get him, man. I know you're new to MLB, so that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Pat was on a heater with the NBA. Like NBA is just he's gonna be playing NBA to the very last bitter day. Yes, he will, because he's been right out and he should. Shout out to you, Pat. It's glasses kind of day today, man. When the glasses are on, you know I'm tired as hell. Because that's when I need the glasses to really focus and keep my eyes from looking too low and too red. You know what I'm saying? Not the best time to be tired when we have a 15 game slate to discuss, but it is what it is. We do what we do. And we're going to go ahead and jump in, starting with our top pitchers. As per usual, this is a long list. Number 1, Brandon Woodruff, obviously at the top. We're going in order of price on DraftKings here. Brandon Woodruff, most expensive. I heard a lot of speculation about the spin rates and people expecting. I didn't see that big of a drop-off. I mean, there was a drop-off, but like if you look, he's hit that mark since before they were bothering to check with these regulations. So I'm not too worried about Woodruff. I know him and Corbin Burns, had a couple bad games, and some people were just, assuming. We'll see if it drops anymore, but wasn't too bad. I don't think the Cubs are a good team, but offensively, they strike out a lot, 26.5% currently against righties. Robbie Ray, I would assume, is going to draw some attention. I'm not too worried about chalk. Honestly, like there's just so many ways people can go. I think that the ownership is going to be a little bit more spread out. So I don't think you have to try as hard to get different. Maybe I'm wrong. But Robbie Ray, problem is he is at home in this Buffalo Park, which has been very hitter-friendly. So it's a massive park boost for Seattle. However, Seattle currently has an 88 WRC+, a 292 WOBA, 165 ISO, and a 27.5% K rate to lefties. So obviously Robbie Ray's numbers speak for themselves. Walker Buehler's fine. His strikeout rate's a little low compared to those two guys, right? I mean, 25 is not bad, but compared to those two guys, he's playing the Giants. Giants currently playing Bauer as we speak. We'll see what that looks like. The Giants, we know, are a good offense against righties. 4th highest WRC+ in the league against righties. 196 ISO, but they do have a 25.9% K rate, so it really depends if Buehler's on, so on and so on. Tournament pivot, I guess you could say. Urquidy's expensive, but he's playing Baltimore. I'm not that into him. I'm not really sure why I wrote it down. There's just too many better pitchers. Trevor Rogers is probably who I should have skipped to. Rogers against Philly's interesting. I think Philly's improved against lefties. They have. Look, Philly is now got a 106 WRC plus, tied with Oakland and what's that? The Giants. They have a 327 WOBA. They have improved, but the ISO is only 164 and the K rate's 26.6. So they are still striking out a lot. Rodgers should be a much softer matchup for him this go around. Skipping down a little bit, Charlie Morton's been playing really well. His price is up. He just dominated the Mets last time he played him. I would normally think that would make him somewhat popular, but I think because of all the other pitchers we have on the slate, maybe not. Then again, we do have cores. We got some expensive offenses. Maybe people are trying to save money on the SP1. But if they are, they'll probably go with Lucas Giolito, right? Giolito 8-7 all of a sudden. He was going to be on DraftKings anyway. He's 9-8 on FanDuel, but I'm pretty sure Giolito was going to be like 10-5 or some shit, 10-2. And now all of a sudden, the same exact matchup on a larger slate, he's 8-7. That's kind of weird. We knew it was going to be somewhat of a tough matchup, but we also talked about how Giolito's got that weird shit going on where he's somehow able to strike out teams that don't typically strike out much, right? With that 1-2, that changeup though, that dirty changeup though. Then we get a little bit cheaper. Blake Snell is certainly a standout. It's a not very good hitting park out there in Cincinnati where he'll be playing. But take it from the guy who stacked Cincinnati a bunch lately and has had terrible luck with them. They have not been as good to lefties as they have been to righties. Matter of fact, you can see they've crept down to an 86 WRC plus with a 298 WOBA, 156 ISO, and a 23.6% K rate. The Ks aren't like massive, but they're there. As bad as Snell has been, it does look like he's got some positive aggression coming his way at some point. Maybe it doesn't happen in this tiny-ass park, but I think that there's a shot it does, because Cincinnati has struggled against lefties. I think Snell's very interesting. And then Kenta Maeda also, 7K. I know, he's been a shell of himself. I wrote it in the article, too. He's not. He's been a shell of himself. Not looking that good. Whether it's sticky stuff, I mean, it's been all season with him. So it's just, something's just off. But we know the White Sox only have a 136 ISO against righties this year. They can strike out. 23.9 is not high by any means, but it's not terribly low either. Tournament play. And then you could also, we could take a look at Mr. Mejia, or as my boy Tommy Shake and Bake likes to say, Mija. Told this motherfucker so many times it's Mejia, and every time. He's cheap. We just went to this spot. It worked out better on a smaller slate. I think on a big slate like this, you're sacrificing some upside potentially, but he does have a 3.58 xFIP and a 3.880. So if you really wanted to punt to be able to get us a big SP1 type pitcher, you could take a shot on him against Detroit, right? It's Detroit. We know that. Top offenses. Prince says, I got rocked tonight. Ooh, that's rough, man. It's one of those crazy nights, man. A lot of offenses. A lot going on, man. But you'll bounce back, bro. You will bounce back. Stay positive, man. Offenses. We got another list. So we're going to start off with cores. The Rockies against this Chase DeJong dude. This guy's been terrible. This guy's been absolutely terrible. And he's got a 51% flat ball rate with a 40% hard contact rate. It is the Rockies. Let's be clear about this. The Rockies are dead last in WRC plus. They have a 293 WOBA and a 140 ISO against righties. And they play in Coors Field. That says a lot about how bad their offense is. But again, this is a phenomenal spot for them. And the fly ball rate and everything. I always look at Coors. I do think there is a significant advantage with that park. Obviously, the people in that park matter, but it's an ownership thing. If they end up not being too popular because we have a lot of good offenses and people are just tired of getting burned there, you know what I mean? We go. If people just continue to play it because it is what it is, then we look around. Window shop a little bit. Something. On the flip side, the Pirates a little tougher to get behind. They've been playing better, but I do think Marquez is a decent pitcher, and the Pirates have not been a good offense. They do put the ball in play. So in the Coors side, I strongly lean towards the Rockies. Right, I think that's an obvious one. Red Sox against Brad Keller. Keller's, not that great of a pitcher. This is a big park downgrade for him. His home park is Kansas City, one of the better pitching parks out there. This is Boston, one of the better hitting parks out there. So Red Sox have been putting up runs. Expect them to be popular. Or I shouldn't say popular on a slate like this. I guess in theory, like relative to the other players, they will be. But again, I'm not too concerned with ownership. But I think that they'll draw some attention. Blue Jays against Chris Flexen. Another really good park out there in Buffalo. Very good hitting park. Chris Flexen, I don't think anybody thinks is any good, right? If you played KBO, maybe he won you some money a little bit during the pandemic. Shout out to him. But as far as MLB goes, especially in a park like this, when he pitches in Seattle as his home park, worrisome, right? The Indians just exploded. Hopefully we'll be winning me some money tonight. Indians exploded. Shout out to J-Ram. So expect them to get some love against Jose Urena, who's been one of the worst pitchers in the game this year. Like literally one of the worst pitchers in the game this year. He's also struggled throughout his career with lefties, and the Indians have quite a few of those. So expect the Indians to draw some attention. They stand out for sure. And then the Padres, man. Big park boost for the Padres. Going into Cincinnati against Tony Santillan. Keep in mind also the Reds' bullpen's been terrible this year. He only has a 3.29 ERA, but a 5.53 xFIP, a 4.7 Sierra, a 51% fly ball rate, and a 37.8% contact rate. In Cincinnati, the Padres got to look, off the top, Padres are one of my favorite stacks on the slate. I don't think that's going to change too much. I think, spoiler alert, you probably find the Padres somewhere in that article that I write. No doubt. Things to watch. So Carlos Martinez is on the slate. He arguably, Carlos Martinez has been the worst pitcher in baseball. Cardinals bullpen also has been terrible. If we sort our bullpen stats by xFIP, St. Louis is still dead last in xFIP, meaning they have the highest bullpen xFIP. C-Mart himself, though, has been awful. He's been getting tattooed. Now, he is playing Arizona, who is third lowest in WRC plus against righties at 82 with a 130 ISO and a 290 WOBA. So you got to wonder what wins. And just to clarify, this segment, the things to watch segment, are more like things that we haven't decided on a first look, things that require more research and, something to keep an eye on, something to dig into. So it's not necessarily like if I'm saying, what do you call it? Fucking John B says, no, that's Brad Keller. Yeah, I said arguably, man. There's some bad ones out there, right? There's some bad ones out there. Sean V says, load up on Boston. Keller is batting practice all season. He has been. Certainly has been. But, yeah, so it means more so like, not that I'm saying C-Mart's a play. I just mean like we have so many good offenses, right? Like, the D-backs are not good. But this guy's been terrible. And the D-backs, nobody's playing the D-backs. I just talked about all them good offenses. Who the fuck's playing the D-backs, right? So that's really what the things to watch. It's just weird. It's an interesting matchup or something we haven't decided yet. It requires more research. For instance, Kevin Gausman at the Dodgers. Now, as of right now, do I like Kevin Gausman more than the guys I mentioned at the top pitchers? Not a chance. But we want to dig into that a little bit more because he's been really good. If we look at Kevin Gausman, let's find him. He's got a 3.05 xFIP, a 3.08 Sierra, and a 30.8% K rate. Nobody's going to play him because he's playing the Dodgers. But exactly, he's playing the Dodgers. It's not too fun. Just wanted to clear that up. Last thing, Andrew Heaney. He's got positive regression coming his way. This is normally a spot where we would load up on the Yankees, right? Any other season, Yankees at home against a lefty, let's go. But this year, they've been very disappointing against lefties. 99 WRC plus, a 313 WOBA, and a 163 ISO of these New York Yankees. And he still has a 29% K rate, even though he's been terrible. 4.72 ERA. Results-wise, he's been bad. But maybe it's not this start. But he does have positive regression coming at some point. Either way, interesting matchup to keep an eye on. Because if you don't like Heaney, maybe you do like the Yankees. To kind of live up to that. Right? All right, Dong Watch, and then we're out of here. Let's go with Trevor Story. I don't normally take Coors, but I'm going Trevor Story against Chase DeJong. We will go Jake Cronenworth from the Padres. I would say Fernando Tatis, but I won't. We'll go with Sean V's team, man. Let's go Rafael Devers. Let's go Devers as the third. Oh, no, wait. I can't say Devers. That's 3 infielders, right? I need 1 outfielder. I need at least 1 outfielder. Should we get weird and go with Verdugo? He's kind of been terrible, but let's go Verdugo. Let's get weird with it. Let's get crazy with it. It's craziness. It's 15-game slate. Anyway, Nation, that's going to do it for us today. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me live, and appreciate those of you who took the time to watch or listen after the fact. Don't forget to check us out at WiseTake.com. Shout out to the new members at the site, man. You guys like Pat and Leonard and a bunch of people and a lot of the OG members that have been there for a while, man. It's been a little bit more active. I haven't had a chance to pop in there during the day. I'm busy watching my daughter and updating the article as the day goes on as we do more research and find things out. So not in there as much as I want to be. I'm trying to find a way to get in there more. But I do see a lot of the messages. I see them pop up. So I shout out to you guys, man, for trying to bring the Slack back and get that thing rolling again, man. The nation's at its best when the Slack chat's bumping and the community aspect's really rolling. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate you. That being said, for myself, the entire WiseTake Nation, don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. And as always, good luck.